All right, welcome back. Normally don't do a three-part video, but I'm going to on this one. Just, as I said in the previous video, I wasn't going to show you what the clip component looks like because, you've seen it a million times, blah, blah, blah. But we'll just do it real quick. Just maybe you're a first-time viewer or something and you really don't know what's going on. You've never seen it. We'll show it to you, okay? So when they clip these limiters out, you get what I call fake watts, okay? It's just causing harmonics and distortion and spurious emissions away from your fundamental frequency. And your watt meter, okay, I've explained this before, your watt meter is basically just a voltmeter, okay? It's just the same thing as a voltmeter, except it's converted into watts. So when you clip a component out of a radio, try to keep it basic here. You cause more electricity, let's call it, to come out the coax. The watt meter picks it up and just shows it looks like more watts, but they're not coming out on the fundamental frequency of the radio. They're coming to the adjacent channels. So what looks good on the watt meter really doesn't really look good on the oscilloscope and the spectrum analyzer. Okay, so it's kind of why we call it fake watts, because it is fake watts. So if you go and get your radio done and the person's showing you his watt meter, he's not showing you anything else, and all of a sudden this thing's doing all these magical watts, be careful. You're probably getting a clipped radio and or just cranking the modulation wide open. So either way, they both kind of do the same thing. So let's just show you how that affects the watt meter. Okay, now I did just attempt to do this video a few minutes ago, and when I was showing the difference between what it should look like on the watt meter and what it looks like when it's clipped, I didn't have the peak on on the watt meter, but the needle was still moving, and that just brings something else to light here on this average watt things. Okay, when these guys show you average bird watts on any given radio, and it's doing like 10 or 15 watts more than what the radio's really designed to do, you can guarantee the radio's been modified, and not in a good way. Okay, so I got that on there. We got that on there. We're going to be doing this with a 1 kilohertz tone at 30 microvolts. Okay, just so the queen doesn't think we're hiding anything. Okay, there's your 1 kilohertz tone at 30 microvolts coming out of the generator. All right. Because we know how the queen's gonna, he's gonna try to bash. He's gonna try to bash like he always does with everybody. So we'll just make sure that that's in play there. So anyway, let's show you the dead key. Okay, it's about a 3.5 watt dead key on low, which is really a little too high. Actually, they had all the power too high. I'm gonna show you the high side real quick. Okay. Just about 15 watts on the high, so obviously we know we have to adjust that. So we'll get in here, we're going to throw a tone into it. Okay, so there's the radio with the component intact. All right, so we had a 3.5 watt dead key with the tone. Turn that up so you can hear it. Okay, there's the tone, and it swings up to about 4, so you get about a half a watt of average power. Okay, if that's what you want to call average power. So watch what happens to your average power when we take the component out. Okay, that's the component out. So now you get about 3 or 4 or 5 more watts. Okay, and that's what they're calling average power. And really the only way to achieve that is to somehow modify the radio, whether it's clipping or adding components to it, whatever the case may be. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a couple modifications that can be done to certain radios to get you some more audio and still maintain a good clean signal. And one of these days I'll show you that. But anyway, that's for when it comes to running amplifiers and shit like that. So we don't show that too often. But anyway, so that's what the component out. So we saw that this average watt thing, we gained a few watts on that. Okay, let's just show you what happens with the peak. Okay, and this is where people are going to or shops that clip radios, this is what they're going to show you. Okay, so that's with that 3.5 watt dead key swinging up there about 11-12 watts, which is your 4-to-1 ratio. Okay, and with that being said, 4-to-1 ratio. 4-to-1 ratio is when you get 4 of something from 1 of something. Okay, it's basic. Okay, don't have to spend an hour and a half trying to explain what a 4-to-1 or a 1-to-4 ratio is. 4-to-1 ratio is when you get 4 of something from 1 of something, whether it be 10 watts to 40, 1 watt to 4. You get 4 of something from 1 of something. It's pretty basic. Okay, not gonna thrive on that too much. Anyway, so that's with the component in. We're getting about 12 watts. We're gonna take the component out now. Okay. Now she goes right up to 30 watts. Okay. As you can see, she's swinging 30, 3 to 30. Yeah, that's awesome, right? But this is what it looks like. Okay, she's flatlining, and you're getting all that adjacent channel bleed over. Well, it's heading towards the adjacent channels. Okay, this stuff, this mess down here is still below 30, 40, 50 dB down, which is really probably not affecting the adjacent channels, but it's still not good. It still doesn't belong there. Okay, so I don't know if my head was in the way, but I'm just going to show you. Maybe I need a longer pointer here. But all this garbage down here is what you get when the radio's clipped. As you can see, it's flatlining. Okay, and again, as explained in the past, those flat lines you see are your transistors shutting off. You don't want your transistors to shut off. It's basically going into Class C mode. Okay, kind of like Class C amplifier. So you want to close all that up and clean all this up, and all that consists of is putting the proper components back in the radio. Okay, so there you go. So we showed it on the watt meter. This is the same thing. We got that about that 12 watt swing from about a 3.5 watt dead key, and all you got to do is add that component, and it cleans it right up. So, and this gentleman, another one of his complaint was, he told me he always runs his radio on low because when he puts it on high, people were complaining that it was way too loud. So, just going to show you real quick. I don't like doing it at the 15 watt. Dead key, but we're going to show you why when he was running this on high, it basically sounded like crap. Okay, so there you go. That's on high, flat top and pinched. Well, actually not really pinched. It's flat topping right now because the high dead key is way too high. It's not pinching because the component is intact. We'll take the component back out, and there you go. Now you get your flatlining. Okay. So component out, component in. You get that flat lining, and this flat topping up here is the transistors being overdriven, and that's caused by that 15 watt high dead key, which we're definitely going to be bringing that down. So anyway, in a nutshell, whether it be D83 or TR32 or R249, any one of those limiters that they clip out, this is the results that you're going to get. And again, most likely you were shown on a watt meter, all these super duper watts. Look what I can do at 2 watts, and I get you 30. It's all fake, and the reason why everybody has to turn their mic gain down, they got to turn their power down, radio sounds too loud, I can't understand what you're saying. These are the results of clipping a radio. Anyway, we're gonna end this one and get into tuning the radio up and get it the way it's supposed to be. Gonna get the new meter in it. We're going to clean up the faceplate for him, get it looking all spiffy, and get it back to him. So we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.